Hey everybody, this is Bill from GMAT and GRE Math Made Simple. Last week we went through and did how to solve permutations with practice. So this week we're doing the combinations. I have the questions already down below in the comments, so if you want to look at them, you can. But I want to read, well actually I'm not going to read them, but I am going to read them because it's a lot easier to do this. And we're going to go through and how to go and answer these. Now, if you look at my blog post that says how to solve combinations, you can go through and see that there are two different types. There's the repetition, ones that allow repetition and ones that don't. So right now we're going to go through it and we're going to figure out whether they're going to be a repetition or not, and then we're going to go through and solve each one of them. Okay, so let's go to number one. It says Rob and Mary are planning trips to 9 countries this year. There are 13 countries they would like to visit. They're deciding which countries to skip. So when we look at this, it's a regular combination question, but it doesn't say anything that deals with that I can go to the same country twice. So that would be without repetition. Now, if you remember in our thing here, either below or in the blog post, you'll see that the formula for not repetition is C, N, K, which these can be interchangeable with other variables, other letters, and that will equal N factorial over K factorial multiplied by N minus K factorial. I'll just put that there. Bam. That's what we're going to use for without. Okay? So now we're going to go through and do number one. Okay? And number one says, okay, we look at this and we see that the big number that we have here, the total are 13. So over here we have N equals 13, and K will equal the 9 that they are actually going to go to. Okay? Equals 9. Okay? When we do that, we can substitute that in up here, and we get 13 factorial over K, which is 9 factorial. Multiply that by the 13 minus 9 and minus K. That's factorial. When we do that, we get 13 factorial over 9 factorial, and this 13 minus 9 is 4. Now, I'm not going to put the big number up there, but when the big answer comes in the end, we have 715 possibilities. So this right here is the answer to question number one. You have 715 ways to pick which countries to go through and skip. Okay? So that's number one. Let's go through and I'll erase this quick, and then we'll go into number two. We'll keep this right here. We'll keep this up just in case we have other ones later on that are similar to this. We'll do this and make sure I put the factorial, because otherwise it'll be wrong. Okay? Let's go on to number two. Okay. Number two says we need to order 2 scoops of ice cream, choosing among 4 flavors: chocolate, pistachio, strawberry, and vanilla. It's possible to order 2 scoops of the same flavor. How many different combinations can we order? Now, that pretty much tells us right there and there that this is a combination which does allow repetition. So let's write down the other formula here. So for the combination with repetition, this formula, you can either see it on the blog post or down below in the comments. We have N plus K minus 1 factorial divided by K factorial, and you multiply that by N minus 1 factorial. Okay? So now we see that this is the one with and without. You can see the difference between repetition and not is this little r right here. This equals repetition. Okay? That's a good way to know that you got the right formula. Okay? But since number 2 is one that has repetition, we're going to use this formula right here. Okay? So when we get into it, it says we have 4 flavors. So N will equal 4. Okay? And K will equal 2 because there's only 2 scoops we can get. K equals 2. So now let's put in that formula into our deal. So let's see. We have n, which is 4, plus k, which is 2, minus 1 factorial over, then we have k, which is 2 factorial, and you have n, which is 4 minus 1 factorial. When you do this, 4 plus 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5 factorial. Divided by 2 factorial times 4 minus 1 is 3 factorial. Since the numbers are small, I can do this one. Okay, this one will be 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60, is 120. And 2 factorial is 2. 2 times 3 times 2, which is 6, which is 12. So we have 120 over 12, or 10. There are 10 different combinations that we can order these ice cream cones. These double scoop ice cream cones. Okay? So that's the answer to number 2. For number 3, let's go back into it. There we go. Okay? Number 3 is, there are 110 people at a meeting. Each shake hands with everyone else. How many handshakes were there? Okay? Well, it doesn't say that you can shake the hands with the same person twice. So that means that we're not going to use this one anymore. We're going to use back to the original, which is the without repetition equation. To do that, we have n, which would be the total number of people that we have there, which is 110. Okay? And then we divide that by, oh no, we'll just skip that part right now. Oh, that didn't look good. Anyway, and we'll get k, and when we get k will be 2 because the handshakes are going to be between 2 people. So it'll be 2. Okay? Now, let's go through and substitute these, the coefficient we given, into here. So we have 110 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 110 minus 2, make that factorial. When we do that, that gives us 110 factorial over 2 factorial times 108 factorial. Now, this is a lot of numbers that I'm going to put there. But in the end, when you look at it, the answer will be 5,995. So that's how many handshakes that are total when they go through and they shake everyone's hands. That's the total of handshakes given. Okay, let's go on to question number 4. Okay. Fourth question says a team of 17 basketball player or baseball players needs to choose 3 players to refill the water cooler. How many possibilities are there? So we looked at it here and we didn't say that there's going to be the same people filling up the water cooler. So we're going to go with the not repetition one. Okay, we'll get into it. We see that their total number of n, number equals 17 baseball players. But they want total of choose of 3 players, so they're only going to choose 3. We'll just do k equals 3. I'll already do this quick, just to, there we go. And k, here we go. K equals 3. Now, we'll substitute these information that we have from the question into a formula again. So we have 17 factorial divided by k, which is 3, 3 factorial multiplied by n, which is 17, minus 3, and make that factorial. When we do that, we still get 17 factorial on top. And we have 3 factorial times 17 minus 3, which is 14, and that'll be factorial. When we do the numbers all together, you see that we have a big number, but we're not going to go through and put them all here. I'm just going to give you the solution after you put it in your calculator of 680. So there are 680 ways that a team of 17 players that choose 3 to fill the water cooler can fill it up. 680 ways that they can go and do that. So we just went through here and did combinations that deal with repetition and without repetition. So, if you like this, please like and comment on there that you learned a little bit of something. Also, what I'd like you to do is join the membership. You know, I have one coming up here, coming on so October 1st. It's going to be $69 a month. We're going to do 4 things, 4 meetups each week, or each month, 1 each week, and we're going to do just like this, except they're going to be a little more intense and they're going to be harder questions. Also, if you like just to figure it out and see how I am and just get a warm feeling, join my membership, not the membership, my meetup group. My meetup group meets twice a month. We do questions just like this. It's only 1 hour, and we go through and we do some basic concepts, and that's just about it when it comes to that. I usually do that before I go put people in the membership because one, some people like it, some people don't. But reality is, I like to get the warm and fuzzy feeling with them so I know if they're actually serious about trying to get into grad school. Because me, that's one thing that I really would like to do. I would like to help you get into grad school by giving you a better GMAT or GRE math score. So if you like that, join the meetup group and then go to my website. And you can see all my blog posts that I have here that deal with permutations, combinations, variables, 1 and 2 variable, solving equations, stuff like that. Go hit them up and see for yourself. GMAT, GRE, mathmadesimple.com. Until next time, I will go through and we're going to go and do, I believe we're going to do in the next episode or video, we're going to go through and do probabilities. I'll probably do some of the simple ones and then we'll slowly go into the more difficult questions that are, ones that are head scratchers or ones that will take the most time on the GMAT or GRE math section when you take the test. Okay, until then, please stay safe and please stay healthy. Alright, talk to you later. This is Bill from GMAT and GRE Math Made Simple. I'm out.